Hello and welcome to ERB's On the Virtual Road webinar series. Today, we will cover information to have as you embark on your journey in your educational career. The information provided today will be geared towards those in their early career phase. Let's jump on in. So, who is an ERB? Today, I'm going to share some important information with you that directly impacts your future. Have you heard of us? We hope so, but if not, we are the Educational Retirement Board of New Mexico. Our mission is to ensure that your years of hard work and dedication are rewarded with a secure retirement. As an employee of a New Mexico public school, charter school, institution of higher learning, and select state agencies involved in the educational programs, membership with ERB is not only a condition of your employment, but also a gateway to financial security in your golden years. You see, ERB is more than just a subsidiary of the state of New Mexico. We are a public pension fund provider serving close to 200,000 active, inactive, and retired members. Our primary responsibility is to administer and oversee any changes made to the Educational Retirement Act, as well as rules passed by the New Mexico State Legislature and signed by the governor. This ensures that your retirement benefits are protected and aligned with the laws and regulations in place. When it comes to retirement planning, ERB has your back throughout your entire journey. Whether you're just starting out in your career, in the middle of it, or preparing to transition into retirement, our comprehensive support is designed to meet your evolving needs. We offer the Defined Benefit Plan, which provides you with a lifetime benefit with the choice of designating a beneficiary based on your preferred benefit option. The great thing about this plan, the longer you work, the higher your benefit payment will be without any maximum cap. Remember, ERB membership is mandatory for eligible employees working more than 0.25 of the full-time equivalent. This means that by being a part of ERB, you are taking a crucial step towards securing your financial future. So whether you're an enthusiastic newcomer, which I hope you all are, or an experienced professional, ERB is committed to serving you and providing the peace of mind you deserve. Let us support you as you navigate the various stages of your career, make retirement preparations, and embrace the fulfilling years that lie ahead. Today, we're going to cover more on the Defined Benefit Plan, legislation, investments, contributions, life-changing events, the tiers, annual benefit calculation, service credit, refunds and rollovers, the member self-service portal, and take a tour of our website. So what is a pension? A pension, also known as a defined benefit plan, is a retirement plan that provides a stable monthly payment to retirees throughout their lives. It offers a reliable source of income after you stop working. Additionally, a defined benefit plan provides members with options to ensure their beneficiary continues to receive lifetime benefits even after the retiree passes away. In a defined benefit plan, both you and your employer contribute a certain percentage of your income towards retirement savings. Because this is a condition of employment, a portion of your earnings is automatically allocated towards building the retirement fund. Once you retire, you will receive a retirement benefit for the rest of your life based on your years of service and the beneficiary option you choose. The defined benefit plan ensures that your retirement income is secure and predictable, giving you peace of mind about your financial future. In summary, a pension or a defined benefit plan offers a steady monthly payment during retirement and provides options to support your beneficiary. Through the contributions for both you and your employer, the retirement plan ensures a stable and predictable income for your golden years. So, who is the legislator and how legislation affects members? As mentioned earlier, our primary responsibility at ERB is to administer and oversee any changes made to the Educational Retirement Act, as well as the rules passed by the New Mexico State Legislature and signed by the governor. The legislature is responsible for making laws. Legislation passed by the legislature can have various effects on members of the Educational Retirement Act. The specific impact will depend on the nature of the legislation and its provisions. Legislative changes can modify the retirement benefits offered to members. This could involve adjustments to the calculation of benefits, changes in the retirement age, cost of living adjustments, or modifications to the contribution rates. Investment successes and overall solvency of the ERB fund. At New Mexico Educational Retirement Board, we have a fiduciary duty to balance the risk and return potential in our portfolio in support of funding benefits for our members. To fulfill this duty, ERB invests solely in the interest of and for the exclusive purposes of providing benefits to members and their beneficiaries and defraying reasonable expenses of administering the system. The investments team at ERB focuses on achieving superior long-term returns to secure members' retirement futures and deliver benefits to enrich their lives. This requires diversifying the investment portfolio among a variety of assets to balance risk and return in service of achieving the actuarial required return rate of 7%, which we have done in the long term. Another measure of success of this strategy is the risk-adjusted return of the portfolio, which is one of the highest in the country for a public pension fund. The investment team consists of 17 full-time employees dedicated to managing and record-keeping of investments. So for contributions, information to have from your early career through retirement is the contribution rates for each fiscal year. For example, the employer contribution rate increased from 17.15% in fiscal year 23 to 18.15% in fiscal year 24. For the fiscal year 24, the contributions for the employee will remain the same. That is 7.9% for wages earned under $24,000 annual and 10.7% for wages above $24,000 annual. Be sure to check out the contribution rate schedule on our website for updated information based on each fiscal year. Life-changing events. Life, I don't know what to say. You can always expect change. No matter what stage of your career you're in, you just want to make sure your information with ERB remains current. Just a few examples of items to keep current would be your mailing address. Of course, keeping an updated mailing address and even phone number on file, not only with ERB, but also your employer, is important to maintain that communication from ERB. A name change, whether it's due to marriage, divorce, or any other reason, it's important to keep us informed. Beneficiary designation. It's always best to have an updated, accurate beneficiary designation form on file. Even if you intend to have your spouse or domestic partner as your beneficiary, a properly executed form ensures that there are no questions or conflicts as to who may receive a survivor benefit. In illness or injury and disability, in the unfortunate event that you become or get injured prior to retirement, you may be eligible for disability benefits under ERB's defined benefit plan. You can find more information regarding disability and eligibility on our website. Death of a member or beneficiary. It's important to notify ERB in the event of a member or beneficiary's death so we can properly process the account, including making any payment that may be due to the beneficiaries. The tiers. ERB has 4 tiers. The tier you are in is typically based on when you began employment with an ERB employer. Tier 1 are those hired prior to July 1, 2010. Tier 2 are those hired July 1, 2010 through June 30th, 2013. Tier 3 are those hired July 1, 2013 through June 30th, 2019. And Tier 4 are those hired on or after July 1 of 2019. When you are vested, meaning you have 5 years of qualified service credit, you're eligible for retirement on the earliest date you meet one of the following criteria. For Tier 1, there are 3 ways to qualify. The first rule is 25 and out, meaning earned service credit plus allowed service credit equals 25 or more years. There is no age minimum requirement for this rule. The rule of 75 is your age plus earned service credit equals 75 or more. And then the rule of 65 and 5. If you're at least 65 and have 5 or more years of service credit, you may be eligible. For tiers 2, 3, and 4, there are 3 ways to qualify as well. The 30 and out rule, meaning earned service credit equals 30 or more years. The rule of 80, meaning your age plus earned service credit equals 80 or more, or 67 and 5. If you're at least 67 and have 5 or more years of service credit, you are eligible. A tiered multiplier applies to all our Tier 4 members. The annual benefit calculation. So when you are eligible to retire, you receive a gross monthly lifetime benefit that is currently based on one of the following formulas. For tiers 1 through 3, it's going to be your final average salary times your years of service times 2.35% pension factor equals your gross annual benefit. If you are under Tier 4, the defined benefit plan will use a tiered multiplier. That is your final average salary times a graduated multiplier equals gross annual benefit. The pension factor changes every 10 years up to year 30 and then remains 2.4% thereafter. For tiered multipliers, calculation is dependent on years of service. If you want more information on the tiered multiplier, please reach out to us. Beneficiary options. Let's discuss the importance of the retirement options. The following options are available for all 4 tiers. We have option A. This is going to be the highest monthly benefit amount. There is no lifetime benefit for a beneficiary. However, any unused contributions will be refunded to the designated beneficiary. This is the only option that you can have more than one beneficiary. It's also the only option that the beneficiary can be an estate, charity, or an organization. Option B is going to be reduced benefit. This is the least monthly benefit amount option. This option provides 100% survivor's benefit for the remainder of their life. There is a 10-year age provision for a non-spouse option, meaning the beneficiary cannot be more than 10 years younger than the member to receive this benefit. And then we have option C. Under option C, your monthly benefit is reduced to provide a designated beneficiary with a 50% survivor's benefit for their lifetime. Under both options B and C, you may only name one beneficiary. Now let's discuss service credit. So this chart is a breakdown of what earned service credit looks like. 1 year of earned service credit is broken into 4 quarters, which is broken into 3 months. Earned service credit is credit earned while working more than 0.25 of the full-time equivalent for an ERB-covered employer. Members of an ERB's defined benefit plan receive service credit for each calendar quarter in which they are employed by an ERB employer and making contributions to that plan. ERB does offer options to purchase additional service credit, but this must be done before retirement. Additional options available for purchasing service credit include buying back withdrawn service credit. If you have withdrawn your contributions from ERB's defined benefit plan, you have the right to buy back years of service credit up to the amount withdrawn, plus interest at the current rate set by ERB. And this applies to both active and inactive members. There's an allowed service credit option. The Educational Retirement Act allows certain types of service credit to be purchased and credited to a member's account. This allowed service credit is limited to a total of 5 years, and it will be included in the computation of the retirement benefits. Allowed service credit is not counted towards retirement eligibility, except in the Tier 1 rule of 25 and out only. Allowed service credit does not count towards becoming vested in the ERB plan. Again, to become vested, a member must complete 5 years of earned service credit. There's an option to purchase military service. So members who have previously served in the military or the Commissioned Corps of the Public Health Service may purchase up to 5 years of allowed service credit in the defined benefit plan. Service credit for active duty may be purchased after 5 years of employment by an NMERB entity. Finally, we have the purchase of service credit based on accumulated sick leave. A member who has acquired 5 years of earned service credit may purchase additional service credit up to 1 year based on the amount of unused sick leave they have accumulated. It is important to understand that sick leave is used to qualify you to be able to purchase service credit. It is not a conversion. To purchase service credit based on sick leave, a member shall have completed 5 or more years of employment with an NMERB employer making contributions, be currently employed by an ERB employer as an active regular employee, and they must make the full payment to ERB in a single lump sum. Actual costs will be based on current actuarial assumptions and will be different for each member based on their individual circumstances. For more information on service credit, please visit our website or reach out to our member services team. Refunds and rollovers. This one is a tongue twister, so I hope I don't lose you on the way. If you've worked for an employer covered by ERB at some point in your career, but are no longer employed with an ERB covered employer, and you are not retired from ERB, there are options available regarding your contributions. You are considered inactive after a full calendar quarter of at least 90 days of not contributing to retirement or working for an ERB employer. If you are vested, having 5 or more years of service credit, you may leave your account in an inactive status until you reach retirement age and then apply for a monthly benefit. You also have the option to refund or roll over your contributions plus interest. For an account balance, you can access the statement of account in the member portal, which I will show you in an upcoming portion of this presentation. Please be aware, if you refund or roll over your contributions, you will be forfeiting your service credit and any retirement benefits. You are not entitled to any contributions made by your employer. If you return to ERB affiliated employer in the future, you will start with a zero balance of service credit and contributions. You will also be subject to the current tier status and retirement eligibility requirements. You must be fully terminated from all NMERB affiliated employers to request a refund of your contributions. If you choose to refund or roll over your contributions, you must withdraw the entire amount. Whether you are vested or not, if you leave your contributions on account and return to an ERB covered employer in the future, you will retain your service credit and tier status. So let's take a little tour of our website. It's beneficial to visit our website from time to time. It is always the most current source of information. We include updates from legislation, any upcoming events we may have, information on investments, and office closures. Some of the pages you may visit the most are, of course, going to be our homepage. On our homepage, you'll find the most recent update or things that are happening at ERB. You'll frequent the Active Members tab. As an early career member, this tab is going to contain a wealth of information, including things like service credit, the benefit plan, and our information library. Curious about us? Want to know more? Well, come hop over to the Learn About Us tab. Our investments, legislation, and board of trustees and our history can all be found on this tab. Forms. So this will likely be your most frequently visited page on our website outside of the member portal, as this is where you will access any information you may need, including beneficiary designation, service credit purchase, benefit estimate, and change in records. Speaking of the member self-service portal, let's take another little tour of that. Back on the home page of our website, you will see the access point for your member self-service portal. This is where you will access it and get the information you need. As you begin your career with an ERB entity and throughout your journey, we encourage you to sign up and regularly check your account information using the member self-service portal. As with most sites, the first page you will see when you log in is your dashboard. On the dashboard, you can see a snapshot of your dependents if you have any listed, your beneficiaries, news, and alerts. If you do not have a beneficiary listed, please complete a pre-retirement beneficiary designation form. So if in the unfortunate event something happens to you before you retire, your contributions can be refunded to your intended beneficiary. On the left menu, you can access your profile, address listed, work history, benefit estimator, service credit purchase estimator, retirement and refund applications, statement of account, and there's a help tab. Let's go through each briefly. The member profile. This is where you can view your personal information, such as your personal file number, your social that you've listed, and your date of birth. Just make sure everything you see on here is correct and current. If you've had a name change and this isn't reflecting that, you may not have updated that information with us yet. Submit a change in records form, which of course can be found on our Forms tab of the website. contact information. On this tab, you will find and verify your address on file, your phone number, and your email address. Just make sure it's all correct and current. It's important that you keep these current so we can ensure that communication to you. Your work history. This is where you can view your work history. It's important to remember that school reporting is in arrears, meaning it will always be about 2 months behind because of how the reporting works. So what you see in your account may not look as you expected if you're not aware of how that reporting works. Also, you should verify everything here looks correct, and if there are any issues, please reach out so it can be addressed. The benefit estimator. This is a tool that you can use to determine when you might be eligible for retirement. This is only an estimator and it does not provide an audited detail of your service credit. You may request an audit when you're within a year of retirement to verify your eligibility at that time. The Service Credit Purchase Estimator. For anyone interested in purchasing service credit, this is the first place to come to determine if you would like to proceed. The retirement and refund applications. This one's pretty self-explanatory. You can use it to access the retirement application as well as the application for refunds and rollovers. Then we come to your statement of account. So when you're viewing your statement of account, remember it is calculated from the last quarter and will not show the information from the current quarter. The member help. Lastly, the help tab offers tips and information to answer questions you might have. Before we're done with our MSS Member Self-Service portal, let's pop over to the account settings. This can be found on the top right corner of your account. On here, you can update your password, your security questions, as well as a variety of other settings that affect your account. Looking ahead. So considerations, some of the things that you want to consider when you start approaching retirement are going to be age reductions. For the rule of 75 in Tier 1, there is a permanent reduction in benefits if you are under the age of 60. And for the rule of 80 in Tiers 2, 3, and 4, there is a permanent reduction in benefits if you are under the age of 65. Working longer will minimize or just get rid of those reductions altogether. You want to consider your personal finances, such as your savings, your debts, and other income sources, such as Social Security. Consider your property and other assets. A big cost that most people don't take into consideration is healthcare. Now, it's important to note that these are not included in your estimate of benefits and are your responsibility to research, select, and set up with a third party. Options to consider would be the New Mexico Retiree Healthcare Authority. They are a separate agency, and so you would need to reach out to them to speak to them about the retirement healthcare benefits. There's also an option to check with your HR department and see if there's any additional healthcare options provided and or a spouse's healthcare. And while retirement can seem so far off, just remember the days are long, but the years are short. Keeping information current will ensure we have a means to communicate with you and you with us throughout your journey. Make sure you connect with us. Sign up for our ERB Connect newsletter to stay current in information regarding your retirement benefits. We include snapshots of any legislation affecting your retirement, as well as other helpful information. You can visit our website for additional information and resources. I've also included some contact information so that you know how to get in touch with us, whether it be by email, phone, or our office locations. This brings us to the conclusion of our presentation, and I just want to thank you for your time today, and I hope this information hit what you needed. Stay tuned for our upcoming webinars. We have one focusing on the mid-career journey, and then we have one coming up in September focusing on retirement readiness. Our mid-career journey presentation will be in August, and again, that retirement readiness will be in September, and then we'll hop back into the early career in October. Visit our website under our webinars tab to see all of our upcoming webinars. And thank you for your time.